For over 2 centuries, Sweden maintained a strict policy of neutrality, staying out of global conflicts while the rest of the world waged war. But behind that quiet, peaceful exterior, they were systematically engineering an absolute war machine. Designed to operate in brutal sub-zero temperatures and dense forests, Sweden's military doctrine is built entirely around stopping a massive invasion force dead in its tracks. From incredibly stealthy warships that look like alien spacecraft to ultra-quiet submarines that have humiliated the greatest navies on Earth, their arsenal is nothing short of terrifying. But out of all this cutting-edge heavy metal, which machines truly dominate the battlefield? Today, we are exploring the top 10 most powerful weapons in the Swedish Armed Forces.
Dark notice. The unseen exposed.
Kicking off our list at number 10 is the Patria AMV 8x8. When picturing a modern combat zone, it is easy to focus on the heavy tanks and massive explosions. However, before the heavy hitters can secure the front lines, a military needs extreme logistical mobility, and that is precisely where this heavily armored beast excels. Imagine a high-speed, 8-wheeled combat taxi designed specifically to transport elite infantry directly into the heart of a firefight without a scratch. Weighing up to 27 tons, this vehicle defies its massive size by utilizing a 540 horsepower diesel engine that pushes it to highway speeds of over 100 kilometers per hour. The armor is heavily reinforced to withstand direct hits from heavy machine guns and survive devastating blasts from anti-tank mines buried deep in the dirt. By utilizing wheels instead of traditional tank tracks, the Patria AMV 8x8 gains a massive advantage in rapid deployment and lower maintenance costs, ensuring that Swedish troops can respond to border threats faster than almost any other unit in Europe. From the rapid wheeled mobility of our previous entry, we move straight into the heavy tracked grip of number 9, the CV9040 Mark I. If you mistakenly thought Swedish engineering was solely focused on civilian safety and flat-pack furniture, this infantry fighting vehicle is here to completely change your perspective. The designers essentially took the speed and agility of a forward scout vehicle and mounted a devastating 40mm Bofors autocannon directly on top of it. This highly advanced weapon can unleash heavy explosive and armor-piercing shells at a staggering rate of 300 rounds per minute. It is specifically calibrated to shred through enemy armored personnel carriers, concrete bunkers, and even low-flying attack helicopters before the enemy realizes they are under attack. Weighing around 23 tons, the CV9040 utilizes advanced thermal imaging to spot targets hiding in dense, freezing forests from thousands of meters away. It comfortably carries a crew of 3 and a squad of 8 heavily armed soldiers, making it the perfect aggressive spearhead for the brutal northern European terrain. We have established how the Swedish military moves and protects its ground troops, but how do they provide devastating fire support from beyond the horizon? The answer to that critical question brings us to number 8 on our list, the mighty BAE Archer. While artillery systems have been utilized for centuries, the Archer completely revolutionizes the concept of long-range bombardment. Imagine a massive 155mm cannon mounted directly onto the chassis of a heavily modified 6-wheel drive articulated hauler. This system can launch high-explosive, precision-guided shells to an astonishing distance of 50 kilometers. However, the true terror of the BAE Archer lies in its unprecedented speed and automation. In modern warfare, lingering in one spot after firing is a death sentence due to counter-battery radar. The Archer executes the shoot-and-scoot tactic flawlessly. It can drive into position, fire 3 massive rounds, and begin driving away at 70 kilometers per hour in under 30 seconds. The entire firing sequence is fully automated, meaning the crew never even has to leave the heavily armored, blast-resistant cabin. While the Archer relentlessly pounds enemy positions on the ground, the Swedish forces must also protect themselves from the constant threat of aerial bombardment. This brings us seamlessly to number 7, the Iris-T SLM air defense system. In any modern conflict, ground dominance is completely irrelevant if you cannot control the sky above your troops. The Iris-T SLM functions as an invisible, highly mobile shield designed to swat down enemy fighter jets, attack drones, and precision cruise missiles. This surface-to-air system utilizes incredibly advanced infrared seekers, allowing the missiles to literally lock on to the heat signature of a hostile aircraft and relentlessly chase it down. These interceptors are highly resistant to enemy jamming and flares, capable of destroying targets up to 40 kilometers away at altitudes reaching 20 kilometers. Because the entire radar and launch system is mounted on heavily armored trucks, it can travel right alongside the CV9040s and Archers, creating a moving bubble of absolute airspace protection wherever the Swedish Army decides to advance.
Let us shift our focus away from the dense forests and hit the freezing, treacherous waters of the Baltic Sea, because at number 6 we find the Gävle-Class Corvette. Sweden possesses a sprawling coastline, heavily fractured by thousands of tiny islands and deep fjords, creating an absolute nightmare for naval defense. To secure these vital waterways, the Swedish Navy relies on the extreme agility and heavy firepower of the Gävle-class. Weighing over 400 tons and measuring 57 meters in length, these warships are specifically optimized for hunting hostile submarines in shallow, highly congested waters. They are powered by massive gas turbine engines and utilize powerful water jets instead of traditional propellers, allowing them to rapidly maneuver at speeds exceeding 55 kilometers per hour. The ship is armed with a rapid-fire 57mm cannon for surface engagements, but its primary weapon is its highly sensitive acoustic sonar suite. Once an enemy submarine is detected lurking in the depths, the Corvette can deploy a devastating barrage of anti-submarine torpedoes and heavy depth charges to completely neutralize the underwater threat. While the Navy secures the coastline, the Swedish Air Force relies on an absolute marvel of modern aviation to maintain total dominance over the skies. Taking the number 5 spot is the legendary Saab JAS-39 Gripen E. While many nations rely on brute force and massive defense budgets, the Gripen E utilizes pure technological superiority and electronic deception to outsmart its adversaries. What makes this fighter truly terrifying is its state-of-the-art electronic warfare suite. Rather than relying solely on physical stealth shapes, the Gripen E projects a sophisticated digital shield that jams enemy radar, scrambles targeting systems, and essentially turns the aircraft into a digital ghost on hostile screens. This allows it to slip deep into enemy territory undetected and deliver a massive payload of beyond visual range Meteor missiles. Furthermore, the Gripen is designed for a brilliant dispersed basing strategy. If traditional air bases are destroyed, this fighter can land on an ordinary civilian highway, get refueled and rearmed by a mobile crew, and take off again in under 10 minutes to resume the fight.
The Gripen E secures the airspace with digital wizardry. But when the Swedish Armed Forces need to break through fortified enemy lines with unstoppable physical force, they call in the heavy metal. It is finally time to meet the undisputed king of the ground war at number 4, the Stridsvagn 122A. If the Patria we discussed earlier is an armored taxi, this main battle tank is a 62-ton rolling castle of pure, unadulterated destruction. Based on the legendary Leopard 2 platform, Sweden heavily customized this tank to survive the harshest combat environments on Earth. Powered by a monstrous 1,500 horsepower diesel engine, it can charge across rough, snowy terrain at 68 kilometers per hour.
The primary armament is a devastating 120mm smoothbore gun that fires extremely fast tungsten kinetic energy penetrators, capable of punching a clean hole through the thickest enemy armor from miles away. The Stridsvagn 122A is heavily fortified with advanced composite armor, particularly on the roof, to survive top attack munitions and drone strikes, while a sophisticated battlefield management system allows it to share real-time targeting data with every other vehicle in its battalion. As impossibly loud and destructive as that massive tank is, our next weapon system is its absolute polar opposite. We're diving deep back into the dark ocean for number 3, the ultra-quiet Gotland-Class Submarine. Widely regarded by naval experts as the ultimate ninja of the sea, this vessel utilizes a revolutionary propulsion system that completely changed submarine warfare. Traditional diesel-electric submarines must frequently surface or use a snorkel to run their loud engines and recharge their batteries, making them highly vulnerable to detection. The Gotland class completely bypasses this fatal flaw by using a specialized Stirling engine that burns liquid oxygen. This allows the submarine to generate its own electricity and remain completely submerged for weeks without making a single mechanical sound. It is so incredibly stealthy that during joint military exercises, a single Gotland-class submarine managed to slip past an entire fleet of advanced escort destroyers and successfully simulated the sinking of a 100,000-ton American nuclear aircraft carrier. Armed with massive 533mm heavyweight torpedoes, this silent assassin strikes without any warning whatsoever. While the Gotland class dominates the silent depths, Sweden must still maintain a failsafe against the most devastating high-altitude threats imaginable. Prepare yourself for the ultimate sky defense system at number 2, the MIM-104 Patriot PAC-3+. We discussed the Iris-Chi system earlier for medium-range engagements, but when tactical ballistic missiles traveling at hypersonic speeds are raining down from the stratosphere, you need the absolute heaviest shield available. The Patriot is historically one of the most battle-tested and advanced missile defense systems in human history. The system's massive phased array radar can continuously track over 100 distinct targets simultaneously from hundreds of kilometers away. Once a ballistic threat is confirmed, the truck-mounted launchers fire highly advanced interceptor missiles that utilize hit-to-kill technology. Instead of exploding near the target, these interceptors physically smash directly into the incoming enemy warhead at thousands of kilometers per hour, completely vaporizing the threat in the upper atmosphere before it can ever reach the cities or military bases below.
We have explored impenetrable missile shields, invisible fighters, silent submarines, and earth-shaking tanks. But what could possibly claim the absolute highest rank in this incredible arsenal? Sitting proudly at number 1 is a machine that looks like it was pulled directly from a science fiction film, the jaw-dropping Visby-Class Corvette. While traditional warships rely on thick steel hulls and massive size, the Visby-class utilizes pure deception to become the ultimate ghost ship of the Baltic Sea. The entire hull of this 72-meter warship is constructed from extremely lightweight and super strong carbon fiber composites rather than magnetic steel. This highly classified material, combined with perfectly flat angled surfaces, completely scatters and absorbs incoming radar waves. To an enemy radar operator, this heavily armed 600-ton warship appears no larger than a tiny wooden fishing boat. By the time the enemy realizes they are looking at a heavily armed naval vessel, it is already too late. It packs concealed anti-ship missiles, heavy torpedoes, and a 57mm cannon hidden inside a stealth cupola, perfectly combining speed, stealth, and lethal firepower into one supreme package. And there you have it, folks. These were the 10 best weapons in the Swedish Armed Forces. Which of these machines really impressed you?
Let us know in the comments below. And as always, make sure you subscribe to Dark Notice so you never miss our next deep dive into the world of military supremacy.